Welcome everybody. Let's take a look at the market. This is the daily chart. We'll start with the Dow Jones Transportation. You can see today was a little bit of an update for the Dow Jones, about 425 points here. And overall though, it looks like there's, well, maybe it's bottoming here, not quite bottoming, but that momentum still looks like it wants to go this way. And we have, there was a cycle low right here, so yeah, I could see it coming up a little bit here. So that's the transportation. Okay, we'll go through to the Russell 2000 here, and huge pullback that happened along with the rest of the indices around the world. But yesterday and today, small little bounce going on here, but I don't think this is done. I mean, SMI could do a bounce here, I suppose, but when you see momentum like this, sometimes that's hard to stop. Hard to make that stop. So maybe the SMI gets a little bounce and then fails out here going into autumn. Yeah, I'm questioning whether it'll ever get back up to 2,300 anytime soon. Probably not, is my guess. Okay. Let's go take a look at, let's see. I wanted to look. Let's look at the Nike 225. See what's going on there today. And it looks like it tried to make a bounce and got nowhere. So it's this green candlestick right here. Spread that out, make it bigger. Kind of hard to see, but there's a little green doji looking candlestick right here. And it went nowhere. Opened up at 33490 and closed at 33540, you know, like almost where it opened up practically. So this is still doing this. This is trying to make a base, but Japan still looks like it's in a lot of trouble. Okay, let's take a look at the J7, which is the Japanese yen currency futures. And today kind of cooled off just a touch. Got up here, peaked out. And now it's just kind of sitting there. We might see some chop there for a little bit. Okay. Which tells me probably the dollar is probably also chopped today. Let's take a look at the US dollar. Yeah, see, same thing. It's just on the opposite side right down here, just chopping sideways. Trying to find a base here, but this just looks horrible. Still not over there yet, I don't think. Okay, we'll take a look at the euro dollar futures. And same thing there, they're going to be the same as the Japanese yen, just sitting there tracking sideways today. Small little down day. All right. So that's kind of good to see and get an idea what all those different products are doing. So it helps us get a picture of where money is and where things are going. Okay, right now, a lot of the markets are exhausted, right? Money moving in and out. Money going from one place to the next, and it just gets exhausted, right? And even big money can get exhausted, right? Huge funds that are moving money, they can get exhausted too, meaning they're just going to like hold positions for a little while and then make a decision, you know, and rotate money again. That's how they do it. Okay, let's look at the treasuries. ZB, which is the 30-year U.S. Treasury bond, and similar to the yen. Little pullback today going on right there. This looks like this could start to pull back or just sit up here and chop for a while. Okay, and I bet all the other treasuries are doing the same thing. This is the 10-year U.S. Treasury note. Same thing. Look at that, just chopping sideways, two down days. And then I think there's a ZT, which is what, 2 years? 2-year note, same thing. They're all doing the same thing. Okay. A quick look at gold. Yep, gold pulling back. It looks like it's going to do that for a little bit here. Gold's going to pull back, maybe lose a little momentum. I said yesterday, it looks like it tried to make a base here. Now we just see, does it do this and stay above zero and keep going? Okay. So there is a forecasted low here, August 26th for gold. And to me, it's still, these cycles look pretty good. So I think this cycle here for the end of August looks fine by me. So we could see gold pull back here for a little while. Okay, so we know where money is at. Money's at in the U.S. I mean, in the Japanese yen. Money's in the U.S. Treasuries, but they're kind of cooling off a little bit. Gold money got into gold too, but it's cooling off a little bit, and the indices are really going nowhere. Right? Let's see what happened with the S&P 500 today. We'll do that through the futures. Okay. A side note on YouTube, I don't really promote my YouTube channel because Google and YouTube are just so horrible at selective censorship nowadays. And I'm surprised they haven't shut down my channel, but yeah, I just use other platforms mostly. I still post my videos on YouTube, but I don't have any faith in them whatsoever. It's been like that for quite a few years, actually. But I put a video up there yesterday. Some guy got on there and got all upset at me because he said the video was political. And I said, well, politics have a huge influence on the market, get over it. And he tried to basically cyberbully me a little bit. And no doubt he's someone on the left. And he's talking to me about, well, the reason why you don't make any money and the reason why your business doesn't grow is because you're always giving your opinion and blah, blah, blah. And this is typical of people on the left. Typical. They would put money before freedom. And they don't care if America is a nation that gets destroyed because they have their goals and their agendas. And I had to literally spell it out for this person. I'm like, some things are more important: money, my freedom, and the American Republic. And if you can't understand that, well, whatever, that's your problem. But what I won't do is I won't hold back the truth about what the left has done to the United States of America. Okay. And as far as people on the right, politicians, they can have an R next to their name. That doesn't make them a conservative. Look at the rhinos in the U.S. and the Senate. They have a lot of them have an R next to their name. That doesn't mean they're conservative. So there's very few, to be honest with you, there's very few conservatives conservative politicians, like true conservatives. Most of them are just compromised. And what I'm not going to do on this channel, or on the YouTube channel, what I'm not going to do with my business is start compromising myself just to get customers. And if that means the business is going to stay small, I may not like that the business doesn't grow dramatically, but oh well. Because I am not going to start caving in to the pressures of the left. I mean, if you can't figure out that they tried to assassinate Donald Trump, you're asleep at the wheel. And if you think that person was some lone wolf shooter, well, that's your opinion. That's fine. I don't believe that for 1 second. And, well, whatever. So cry and complain all you want about my videos on YouTube. I really seriously do not care about Google and YouTube. As a matter of fact, neither do the courts. The courts determined yesterday, came out in the news, that Google is a monopoly. And all their selective censorship and all the crap they've been doing, Google better watch their backside, because it's very possible they could collapse. They could, and YouTube right along with them. And I won't hurt my feelings. They treated me and my business like garbage because I wouldn't bow down to their leftist agenda. And they censored me big time. They shadow ban me everywhere I go. And they didn't shut my YouTube channel down, but they basically didn't allow new subscribers to come in. That's been like that for probably at least 3 years, because they have their leftist agenda, and anybody that goes against it, they get shut down. And that is the truth. I don't care what anybody says. So leftist people who happen to be listening to my YouTube video, I'm going to say it again. I seriously do not care about you. I do not care about anybody on the left. And the time has come for, in my opinion, for conservatives to take a stand and stop being concerned about what people think about them. And the left can go pound sand, as far as I'm concerned. Because I believe that there is going to be a transformation in America one way or the other. And the left's going to pay a heavy price for everything they've done to this nation. So that's my 2 cents about the whole political environment. Getting back here to the video about the stock market, looking here at the futures, today was just a blasé day. It just tracked sideways. And this is just a huge momentum still collapsing here. And, I want to look at something here and just kind of pull back here. I'm looking specifically at the SMI. Okay. Let's just look at this section right here from the beginning of January well, past that a little bit, we'll call it like, middle of January of this year, 2024, all the way to end of March. Okay, so from about right there to right there. What do you notice about the SMI? I mean, obviously the momentum had been very elevated, correct? See how elevated it is? Very elevated. So you got high momentum. And the SMI does what? It just tracks along on the top line. Right, so why am I mentioning that? Because you just got this thing run away, take it off. Well, now we're down here. And it may do one of these deals, wiggy wiggy, go up again. It may do that. And then again, it may not. Right? And we may see momentum so bad that the SMI tracks along the bottom for a while. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but we'll keep an eye to see if it does do this. Does it just get up halfway, never gets up to the top, right? If it never makes it back up there for a while, and it's just doing kind of one of these tracking and okay, and kind of just sitting down there at the bottom, momentum's down here. Oh yeah, it could happen. The stock market could take a big turn, and things could go. I'm not saying I know that for sure, and it may not do that. And I do believe there's going to be a bounce here in August, but I don't think it's going to be very strong. I think there's going to be some kind of soft bounce in here, or it just may not bounce at all. It may just try to do it and fail right into the end of August. And if that happens, oh my goodness, watch out for this cycle over here. This cycle is going to do like a little bing bong and then bombs away. All right. And, looking out to, let's go look at the weekly chart here real quick. And this is where politics are going to come in. I don't care. People can get mad at me. Yes, this is a primarily a markets and finance far as YouTube goes, because YouTube is, let me just say something about YouTube and Google. They try to put people into pigeonholes. That's what they want. And that is the problem. Okay, people just are so used to Google and YouTube controlling everything that they think that's the way the world is. But that's not how the world actually functions, right? Nobody's just specifically something. I may be a conservative, but there's some ideas that I hold that probably are more in the center, right? I mean, does a car mechanic only just do car mechanics? No, they can go mow their lawn, right? They can go fix other stuff. They might have livestock on their property, so they're also someone that handles livestock. You get what I'm saying? The Google and YouTube world wants everybody to be specifically pigeonholed. You will be what we tell you to be. But the rest of the world doesn't function like that. Okay, and why am I mentioning that? Because politics play a huge role, right, in what the economics are going to be around the world. So here we are mentioning this because look, out here on October 13th is not too far removed. This is cycle low on the weekly chart, is not too far removed from elections, which happen about like 3 or 4 weeks after this date. Okay. So this next cycle going over here into 2025, it's a really big deal. It depends who's in the White House. It's a huge deal. And as I said yesterday, and yes, I'll make fun of her, if Camel Toe gets into the White House, then you can expect the demise of America to be accelerated. And that's a God's honest truth. That's what's going to happen. And I don't care if the people on the left get mad about it. Get mad. You're part of the problem. And you just don't see it that way. And that's fine. You can vote whatever you want to vote. That's the beauty about being in America. There's some serious voting issues with people cheating in voting and a lot of control going on by the Soros Group and Dominion and all these clowns. And lawsuits that were not allowed to be brought forward down there in Georgia. But, I digress on all that. But if Camel Toe gets into the White House, I mean, does anybody honestly believe the economy is going to get better? I mean, you got massive inflation going on right now. You got massive open borders. You got 2 or 3 wars going on around the world. I mean, I don't care. See, this is where I don't care what the left thinks. They'll just vote what they want to vote. They don't care about Biden and Camel Toe's complete failure, right? She's part of the failure. She was supposed to be the border czar. Well, she failed at that job. I mean, their objective was to keep the border wide open, right? Because we all know why that is. Because the more people they can get in and give government handouts, the more they'll vote left. I mean, it's not rocket science what they're doing. It's illegal, right? It's immoral and it's illegal. No other nation has open borders like we do. None. There might be a few. Actually, I take that back. There might be one or two that has kind of porous borders. There's one or two in Germany, and they're just as stupid as we are. But the rest of the world has borders that are tightly closed and monitored, which is what we should be doing. So getting back here to the weekly chart of the S&P 500, I mentioned all this political crap that's going on because, one, I like to piss off the left, and two, it's going to drastically impact America's economy. If Camel Toe and her VP get in there, the devastation to the American economy is going to be accelerated. Mark my words. I'm serious. It's over. If they get in there, you're going to see a huge problem in the United States. Huge. They're going to keep the borders wide open. And even the left. Look at the mayor up in New York. That guy is crying. Is his name Adams? Forget his name. Eric something. This is New York City, guys. And he is crying about stopping the flow of illegal immigrants because it's devastating the city. Yeah, this is a left-leaning mayor, and he's complaining. What does that tell you? That even the left now realize how big of a mistake it was to have sanctuary cities and open borders, because now they're starting to cry about it. And Denver's been complaining about it. Oh, yeah, y'all deserve what you get, man. That's exactly what you deserve. And if Camel Toe gets in there, it's going to only get a lot worse. And I'm proud to be a Texan, and I'm glad Governor Abbott is shipping off your guys' problem that you voted for to your cities. Good luck. All right, let's move over to the intraday charts. So here was a big down day. Okay, I'm sorry, let's daily chart. Let's go move over to, intraday charts. We'll go to the 5-minute chart and see what we got there. You get rid of the daily and switch over to 5 minutes. Okay, I'll turn on the Get Us Plus indicator here, as I know I like to look at that myself. Okay, were there opportunities? Yeah, there was. I mean, there's quite a few opportunities here. Wow. Okay, so, and I talk about this, and this is something I repeat a lot, is, members. I'm sure I got some members that lean left. They probably hate me talking about the left, but oh well. You just have to deal with it, because I won't put up with the left anymore. But as far as members go, I talk about this all the time. You should be up if you can pre-market, because there's so many opportunities there. And here's one that we're going to talk about. This happened at 7:35 a.m. this morning. Right here, Get Us Plus indicator says there's a potential trade. Okay, momentum's going south. So a lot of patience here. It goes south for about an hour and then takes off. So in this situation, I like to wait for the SMI to curl up and kind of get some momentum. It started to do it here. You could get in right there. It's fine. And it basically hung out right around 52.40. Made it dip down to like 52.25 maybe. Yeah, 52.22 we'll call it. And then took off all the way up to 5,300. Massive 80-point run. Probably about a 60-point run from where you got in. Okay, huge. I mean, it's just amazing. That is a 60-point run, right? Up to this point right here. And then you can see the SMI starts to run out of gas. Just get out of the trade. 60 points, guys. From 40 to 5,300. Wow. Huge. That's one. Okay, let's move on, move forward throughout the day. That happened this morning. Okay. And then we get over here near the very end of the day. Look at this. This happened at 2:20 this afternoon, really late in the day, which there was a cycle low projected for 2 o'clock, which obviously that happened. If you go to the hourly chart, which will look at that too, you'll see the projected low on the hourly chart that members get to see live streamed actually happen. You can see a big old crash, right? But anyway, talking here for a second. 2:20. The Get Us Plus indicator says, I think there's a trade. You can see SMI. Look, this is another thing I talk about all the time. The SMI did not reach to the top. It didn't reach this top line. It rolls over here. Oh yeah, that is like gravy. You want that trade. And to the downside. You can do the same thing on the upside if it doesn't reach the top line the other way. Okay? Now, these did, obviously, but I'm just saying if you see that, you want to take advantage of that. Right? Or I should say if it doesn't come to the bottom, like this, see how this one didn't come to the bottom? You want to jump in on the long side trade right there. That's beautiful. Look at the momentum is way up here. Momentum's really high. All through here, momentum is high. Momentum is high. And then the SMI doesn't come down and turns up. Oh yeah, jump in the trade. Look at this. Look at this nice little run. And that was a good, probably 12 points. So there, you don't always have to have a Gatus Plus indicator to know when to make a great trade. These are great scenarios to jump in for those people that only want to trade long. You're looking for that. If you get a Gatus Plus indicator to go long, that's great. Okay. But if you don't, look for this type of scenario. Positive momentum. And SMI curls up and never gets to the bottom. That is a beautiful, beautiful scenario. Here's the same thing, just on the downside. This time the Gatus Plus indicator was able to pick it up, okay, and said there's a trade, and boom, the momentum goes negative, and you make what? Let's say you enter probably at the bottom of that candlestick, 5,300, all the way down to 5,260. My goodness, amazing! Another 40 points. There's huge movements today. So 80 over there, 40, guys, 120 points today. 120 points. Listen, if only conservative-minded people join my business and I miss out on the other side, oh well. Because guess what? If you're conservative, you know that I'll take a stand against the left because I despise them. Join the service. If I have to cater just to the people who are conservative, so be it. Come on aboard. Okay? The left, don't join my service. Fine, it's official. Right? I won't tolerate that junk on in my business or on my server. Don't join. Not hurt my feelings. I don't care. As I said yesterday to the guy on YouTube, yes, I want to make money as much as anybody else, honest money, but it's not the most important thing in life. Okay? So if you're conservative, come and join the server. There you go. Because you could have made, we just add, guys, we know how this works, add 2 zeros to the end of this, 120 points. And what do? Divide by 10, right? 1,200 points today, guys. I'm sorry. That's if you're, divide by 2. Yeah, my fault. Divide by 2. We'll get to the decimal point in a second. Divide by 2 here. And what you're going to get is 6,000. My bad. 6,000. $6,000 made today by if you're just up pre-market and then traded late in the afternoon as well. $6,000 if you traded 1 E-mini in futures. Oy, oy, oy. Some serious profits. If you're trading micros, then today you would have made $600 on just one contract. One. And most people can afford 1 E micro. Yeah. Huge day. I want to look at one more thing. RDHL, is it? Oops. Yeah, RDHL. This is a little, okay, looks like it's trading in the post session as well. Well, I didn't even know that. I guess this trade, you know what, where this trades? This particular stock is a little bio pharmaceutical business. It's a penny stock. Okay, I don't really trade penny stocks that often, but this one I did. I picked up quite a few shares of this penny stock. I'm going to talk about why. Yes, it's a little bit of a long-term, kind of a long shot investment, but it's so little. I mean, the price is so low, the investment is so small. Okay, it was like just a few $100 here. I'm going to talk about this stock real quick because I don't really usually trade stock, but this stock's in Israel. And it looks like they trade, some other stock markets are trading this because it looks like it's traded at night too. It may be trading Asia and Euro markets are trading this Israeli stock. Okay, that's why you see this in the overnight stuff. And it's happening here too, okay? Which is kind of cool. So it trades both on the American NASDAQ as well as overseas. So that's really interesting. You don't see that with many stocks. I mean, okay, I shouldn't say that. You don't see that with American stocks, obviously. Okay, so now, why did I pick this stock? That was a 5-minute chart. Okay, let's go look at the daily here. So like any biopharmaceutical or biotech kind of company, you know, there's the good and the bad, right? A lot of them dilute their shares and the price comes toppling down. Okay, let me go to maximum month. Maximum month. Okay. So look at this number over here, $888. And for a long time, their average was like right around $400. And then it came down to about $200. Well, maybe not their average. Their average is more like $300. Okay, and then just since 2022, okay, crash and burn all the way down here to less than $1. At one point, they were down at 25 cents. Now they're back up here at 47 cents. Okay, today they close at 47 cents. All right. So they posted a little bit of a profit recently, I think, for the first time in quite a while. I think they posted a profit. I don't think it's on this chart though, because they stopped posting there. They got delisted, right? They were on the regular NASDAQ, and they got delisted to one of the lesser NASDAQ markets. All right. So this is I'm not really promoting this stock. I'm just sharing with you a stock that I've jumped into, because I think my hopeful that this stock long term, and I'm talking maybe a few years, that this stock potentially will have a little bit of momentum and take off. It may not. It may just sit below $1 forever and a day. And look at this volume. That's at 400 million shares. So clearly there's some massive delusion going on. So if the company gets profitable, there could be potentially be buybacks, or they could reverse split and do some other stuff. So in any case, small little investment I'm making, just some money I had sitting on the side, and we'll see what they do. Heck, if this thing even goes to $1, it would be huge profit for me. So, all right, if you want to become a member, especially if you're conservative, if you're on the left, you want to join, that's fine. Just understand that I'm not going to put up a leftist junk on my Discord server. So if you can behave on the server and not give me any lip about your leftist junk, you can join. No, I'm not going to tell you no. You're going to have to tolerate me talking about the left from time to time, which most people aren't going to join because of that. But there's a few that probably lean left and are customers of mine. But for everybody else that's conservative, and you want to join my service, come on aboard. There's a link in the description of this video. Just make sure you read the instructions, then click the link and you'll join the Discord server. It's only $7.99 a month. And today I just showed you how you can make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars trading futures. And I'm sure options traders are making money on the indices as well. Okay. You get streaming charts. You get the S&P 500 futures streaming live 5 days a week. Okay. So that's basically this chart right here. I didn't show the hourly chart, but I'll show it real quick. And here's that cycle I was talking about, 2 o'clock right here. 2 o'clock cycle right there. And did the market pull back? It sure did. Pulled back right at the end of the day, just like was forecasted. Amazing. There's a 2 o'clock pullback right there, right on time. And there was one forecasted for 5 o'clock. And what do you know? It happened at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, right? I mean, So members get this. They get this hourly chart. They get my hourly forecasts. And I do it the night before. I'll do it again tonight for these over here. And I'll redraw these cycles if I see the market behaviors changing. So that's part of the membership. You also get a 15-minute and a 5-minute chart. You get the same thing with gold. If you want to watch the gold charts, you can watch the streaming gold charts. Just ask me about it on the Discord server. All right. And every night I put out an email, Monday through Thursday. So you're going to get 5 different charts in the email. You get the daily S&P 500 chart, which I'll go back to the daily here. Okay. You get this chart right here, the daily chart. You can see there's cycle lows forecasted here for August 22nd. We can remove that one now. All right. So you get this chart. You get the weekly version of this chart, and you get 3 2-hour charts, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Russell 2000. Really good charts. I'll show you a version of it on the SPX, okay? We'll switch over to the 2-hour. Okay, let me turn on the 2-hour. There's a 2-hour indicator. It's very powerful directional indicator. I'll turn this on. Okay. Super sweet. Look at this chart. This chart tells you, right, this is a directional indicator. It's telling you over here, stay bullish. And over now, it's telling you, stay bearish. It's been that way for about a week. Okay. That's it. You get this chart. It helps especially for swing traders, right? The live streaming charts that I just talked about, they're for intraday traders primarily. But for these charts, the 2-hour charts, swing traders, people who are too busy and can't day trade, can use this chart to take on a trade and hold the trade for a few days or maybe even a few weeks. So right now it's bearish, severely bearish. Look at this momentum. It's crazy. Okay, it's been that way for a while. Okay, been going on for coming up on 2 weeks. Right, so you get 3 of these charts, the SPX, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000. Very helpful. Okay, and in that email with the 5 charts, you also get my opinion every day about what I think the market's going to do the next day. Okay, I told members last night in the email that today would be, I think I said chop. Let me take a peek at it. I'll be right back. Yeah, yesterday I said that today would be chop or up. Okay, that was my forecast. And here's the daily on the SPX. Well, guess what? It was up slightly, barely up, but it was up. So that's why I said you're going to get chop or up. All right, and I'll forecast again today for the members. This just looks absolutely horrible for the SPX cash index. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So there's a lot of value for the $7.99 for the membership. All right, and the membership caters to people on the right, and I'm proud to say it. Doesn't bother me. The membership caters to conservatives. Okay, finally a place where conservatives can come and not have to deal with all that trash from the left. Okay, so there you go. All right. All right, that pretty much covers it. Hope everybody had an awesome day of trading. It was kind of a smallish day. I still think there's lots of pressure down. I don't think this is quite over yet. I don't think we quite finished the market pulling back for the S&P 500 here. Don't think we're quite finished. This is still looking quite dismal. And now the GITTAS Plus indicator on the daily, since we've gone negative momentum, is showing up here. And we got a change. I'm telling you what, man, this is a change in behavior in the stock market. Because now we have momentum on the daily chart that's actually negative. And that hasn't happened since way back here in the spring of 2024. Okay. So do you think we're going to get a little bounce here? Maybe. It may not be that strong. And then a failure. Okay. And then we'll see what happens out here. What is this forecasted out here? October 2nd. So we can duplicate that. That's fine. We'll see where this low comes in. This August low. And then we'll change. That'll help us forecast and change the cycles if we need to. But for now, we'll keep it right there. I think it said October 2nd there. Is that correct? Yeah, October 2nd. Okay. So that's the next one forecast out there for now. All right. That pretty much covers it for now. Happy trading, everybody. God bless everybody. Talk to Al Rusin again next time.